Hello everyone, myself Mr. Sandeep, and today I am present here with a session on mathematics for class 10th. In this session, we are going to start with our new chapter number 3, whose name is pair of linear equation in two variables. So, if you remember, we have also studied this chapter in class ninth also, but a little bit difference is there. In class ninth, we have studied about single linear equation in two variables, but in class 10, we will study about the pair of linear equation in two variables, right? So let's start our chapter, pair of linear equation in two variables. So have a look on the very first page of the chapter. So chapter number 3, that pair of linear equations in two variables. Okay, so you can have a look on the introduction. You can read these pages. Otherwise, we will study about its basic things which are related with this chapter. So this is our exercise 3.1. Only three questions are there that we will solve later. We will discuss later after discussing a little bit things about the basics of the chapter. Okay, so let's start with our topic. Now if you remember, in the class ninth, just have a look, we have studied about the linear equation in two variable. So what was the general form of that? That was ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, right? So up to here, ax plus by plus c, if not equal to 0 means is equal to 0 is not there, any number is not there, only this much, it means this is polynomial only. Okay, in the last class we told you whenever you put is equal to 0, that polynomial becomes a equation. So this is linear equation. Linear stands for degree 1. So here you can see x power 1 y power 1, and here you can see two variables are there, that is x and y. That's why it is called as linear equation in two variable. Clear? Now two facts I have written over here. So it represent a straight line. Okay, if you remember in class 9 we have drawn the graphs of the linear equation in two variable. So in that case we were getting the straight lines only. Okay, never we have got any other figure except the straight line. So linear equation in two variable always represents a straight line. Second thing, it has infinite many solutions. Clear? So these are the two facts which are related with the last class. Now in class 10th, we are going to start with the pair of linear equation. You can see here I have written the two equations, that is a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Okay, where a1 and b1 and c1 are the constants. A2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0, another linear equations. So we can call it as pair of linear equation, or you can also say system of linear equation. Clear? Now what does it represent? Same as we have studied earlier in class 9 for single equation. Both equations being the linear, they will represent a pair of straight lines only, right? So there it was representing a single straight line, and here they will represent the pair of straight lines. Now it regarding the solution, the system of equation may have unique, many, or no solution, right? It may have unique, many, or no solution depending on the conditions, right? That we will discuss later, right? Now let's talk about the solution. What do you mean by the solutions? So here we goes with the topic are solution. Solution means what? It is the common values of x and y satisfying both the equations. Okay, if you know about the meaning of satisfying, satisfying means when you will put the values of x and that values of specific values of x and y in the given equations, then they will satisfy both the equations. Satisfy means left hand side will be equal to right hand side. That is the meaning of satisfying. So that values of x and y common, you can say common word, common values of x and y satisfying both equation, that is called as the solution, right? So now we have to talk about the methods. So we should have the methods for solving, for finding the solution of the pair of linear equations. So we are having four methods of finding the solution. The first method is graphical method, second method is substitution method, third one is elimination method, and fourth one is the cross multiplication method. One by one we will discuss the working of each and every method, right? So let's stick to the first method, that is called as a graphical method. And let me tell you, this method you have done earlier in class 9th also. So the method is exactly same as we have done in class 9. So there is no change. Only a little bit change is there, and that is what in class 9 you were drawing the graph for single straight line, and in class 10 you will draw the graph of two straight lines in the same graph paper. Okay, on the same graph paper you will draw the two lines. That much is the difference, otherwise exactly same. Clear? Now, while solving the graphical method, so this is the addition in the 10th class. When you will draw the graph of two straight line on the graph paper, then you will come to know that either the lines will be intersecting each other, or it may be coincident lines, or it may be parallel lines, right? Intersecting lines, you know, which are crossing each other. Okay, and second one is coincident, means one upon the another, or you can say overlapping lines, right? Then the third one are parallel lines. All of you are aware about the parallel lines. Clear? So in three cases, on the basis of these three graphs, we can have the knowledge that it may have unique solution, many solution, or a no solution, right? In which case, in case of intersecting lines, the system of linear equation in two variable will have unique solution. Unique means one solution, mean to say one value of x will be there, one value of y will be there, which will be satisfying both the given equations. So that is the meaning of unique solution. Unique means one, right? Now come to the next one, coincident lines. In coincident lines, the system of equation will be having many solution, or you can say infinite many solution, right? So when we will draw the graph, we will discuss it on the another page. Then come to the third one, parallel lines. In case of parallel lines, there will be no solution. I repeat here, solution means common values of x and y we are talking about, right? So there will be no common value in case of parallel lines. Clear? How we can say about the common values? So that I will tell you on the next page. Okay. So I hope you have understood the basics of this chapter. Okay. That will really help you in solving the problems. And now come to the next one page, and let's start the discussion on the graphical method, the very first method of the this chapter. Now let's start with the graphical method. So every time in all the four methods you will be given a system of linear equations. System means two linear equations will be given to you, and you have to find out their solution, right? So in this graphical method also you are provided with the two linear equation in two variables, right? So give first number here, second number here. So what you will do, so this is the repetition of the ninth class only. Okay, from one you can find out the value of one variable in the form of another. So this is my method, otherwise many are solving like this only, but it is better for you to avoid the mistakes in calculation. You can keep one variable on one side and shift the another on another side. Okay, now you will suggest the value of x here, because x is on the right hand side. So you will start putting the values of x. So I have selected the 3 as the value. 10 minus 3 will give you what? 7. So see the pattern I have used here for writing. When x is equal to 3, y will be equal to 10 minus 3 is equal to 7. See, everything is in parallel. So it decreases the chances of mistakes in the exam time. Okay. So follow my method. When x is equal to 7, you will get y is equal to 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. So these two values, x3, y7, x3, y7, next one 7 comma 3, 7 comma 3. You can put here in the box. Okay. So minimum two values are required, or you can say this is what we have got point. You know, in point, two variables are there, x and y. So this is one point and this is the another point, right? So at least 2 points are required to draw the graph of a straight line. Otherwise you can find out four solutions also here, 4 points also. So answer will remain same, the graph will be same, there will be no change. Okay. Second thing, if 5 students are finding these values, then 5 students may have different values of x and y. Clear? But the graph will go in the same direction only, there will be no change in the direction. Mean to say, if this line is going in this direction, then whether you take any value of x and y, the graph of the straight line will remain at the same position. It doesn't matter if the point will be changed, then it will go from here. No, that is wrong. So line will be going from here, from this place only, right? Then come to the next step. Now we have find out the two values of x and y from equation 1. Then same procedure you have to follow for your equation number 2. From 2 we can find out the value of x here. Now see what I have done in equation number 1. I shown you here y in terms of x. Now I would like to show you x in terms of y. Why? Because here if you shift this minus y another side, it will get of a positive sign. Okay, so this also will reduce the chances of mistakes in the exam time, right? So now you will suggest the value of y is equal to 0, then x will be equal to 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. Y is equal to 3, put here y is equal to 3, 4 plus 3 will be equal to 7. So again we have got the 2 points here for the second line. Now what is the next step? Now we will start plotting these points on the graph paper. So I have not used the graph paper, I have drawn here on the notebook only. You can use, and you have to use the graph paper only. Okay, in case you are not having the graphs, you can draw on the notebook only. Okay, that depends on your skill. So x3 y7, so at x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 7, see this point I have plotted here. Okay, in front of x is equal to 3, in front of y is equal to 7, this point is there. Then next point is 7 comma 3, at x is equal to 7, in front of x is equal to 7, in front of y is equal to 3, this point is there. Now after plotting these 2 points, you have to draw the line first of all. Okay, after plotting these 2 points, you have to draw the line. After drawing the line, you need to put the name of the line. So what is the name of the line? X plus y is equal to 10, right? So one graph is over. Now turn for the next one, 4 comma 0. So here is the point, x is equal to 4, y is equal to 0. So this one is the point I have plotted here. Second one, x is equal to 7, y is equal to 3. So in front of x is equal to 7, y is equal to 3. So again we are getting the same point. Okay, by chance we are getting the same point, and that is a good thing for you. So again your work is to join these 2 points and draw the line and write down its name. It is compulsory, otherwise marks can be deducted in the exam. Okay, so you need to mention their names on the graph paper. Clear? Now what we are getting here, as I have told you on the last page, after drawing the graph you come to know about the three cases. The first case can be of intersecting lines, it can be of coincident line, it can be of parallel lines. So what will happen here? So by chance in this problem we are getting here intersecting lines. So what do you mean by intersecting lines? The system of linear equation in two variable is having unique solution. Unique means one. One means the common solution. Common means this one point at which the point at which the two lines are crossing each other, that is the common solution. Okay, because that point is lying on this line as well as this point is lying on this line also. Okay, so this point is lying on both of the line. So what is the common solution? X7, y is equal to 3. So this is your answer only. So here on the graph paper in the last you have to write down from the graph. It is clear that x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 3 is the solution of the system of equation. It is mandatory to write down, otherwise your marks will be definitely deducted. Why? Because this method is for what? This method is for finding the solution. If you will not write down this, it means you are not writing the solution. So that's why I am telling you it is mandatory to write down this line in the last of the graph. And if you remember in class 9, we were not writing this line. Why? Because in ninth class, we used to draw the graph of single line. And in case of single line, it is having infinite many solution. And we cannot write down infinite solutions. Clear? So that's why we are writing here in this class 10. Okay. Now just have a look on this. Let me repeat one more time. So what will be there? You will be given with the pair of linear equation. From each equation you need to find out the two values of x and y, and then you will draw the graph like this. You will put the name, that is called as labeling the graph. Okay. And in the last you will write down the common solution. Clear? So this is the first case I have discussed with you completely. That, and up to here, this one portion up to here, drawing the graph, the method will remain same in all the three cases. Okay. After drawing the graph, you have to decide how many number of solutions are there. Only that much you have to write down in the last. Okay. So on the common in general, let me tell you about the other two cases. Now you can have a look on this. Suppose in case if you are getting coincident lines, as we have got the intersecting lines in the last problem, maybe you can get the graph like this, means one line upon the another. So you may not be able to find out the another line, but I have shown with the double arrow. It means first line I have drawn over here, then when I will draw the second line, again you are getting this line on the line. So that I have shown with the this double arrow. It means both lines are overlapping each other. Okay. Now what can you say about the infinite number of solutions? See here what I have written here. Coincident lines always have infinite number of solutions. So how can you say infinite number of solution? If you go with the definition of the solution, solution means the common points. Common means, now you can have a look on this. So this is a point which lies on both lines. This is the point which lies on both lines. This is the point which lies on both lines. This is the point which lies on both lines. This is the point which lies on both lines. In such a way, there are infinite many common points. So infinite many common points means infinite many number of solutions, right? I hope you have understood that coincident lines are having always infinite number of solutions, right? Now come to the last case. If you are getting parallel lines in any problem, then you will say it doesn't have any solution. What do you mean by no solution? No solution means no common solution over here. Clear? Now you can see, consider this point. This lies on the first line, it do not lies on the second. You can see this line is crossing from here and that line is crossing from there. Okay, this is, so here the matter is not of understanding, here the matter is of your eyes. What you can see here? Okay, common means common. So this point is not common between both. So in the same way, there are infinite many points on line 1 are there which are not common with the second line. Or you can say, in short, you can say there is no single point which is common between both. Why? Because we have learned in the junior classes the parallel lines never cut each other, never cross each other. Okay, if they will not cross each other, it means they will not be having any common point. So that's why we are writing here parallel lines do not have any solution. Clear? So like this you have to draw the graphs. The method of drawing the graph is same as we have done in class 9. So only the differences of these three cases which I have taught you here. Okay, so this is all about the basic knowledge that is required for solving the questions. And let's come up with our exercise 3.1, and you can study the examples which are given before this exercise. Okay, that will also give you some knowledge. In case of any doubt, you can contact me anytime. Then come to your question number 1. So what is the question here? This exercise is from your NCRT book. You can have a look on the question. Aftab tells his daughter, 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were. So, okay, and they are talking here in this question about the ages of Aftab as well as for her daughter. Okay, so what is our work? In the last, ultimately, we have to find out their ages only. So, what I will do, I will let the age of Aftab that is equal to x years, and this age is always a present age, and the age of daughter will be equal to y years. Okay, so we have suppose now after 7 years, no, not after, 7 years ago means before. 7 years ago, age of Aftab. Now, generally, we are writing, beta, this is the common sense only. If today anyone is 15 years old, then 7 years before he will be how many years? 15 minus 7. So, we need to subtract 7 from that. So, today present age is x years, and before 7 years it will be x minus 7. Today present age of daughter is y. 7 years ago it was y minus 7 years, right? And in the question they are also talking about the ages 3 years later. 3 years later means after 3 years. So if today Aftab is x years old, after 3 years he will be x plus 3 years old. Common sense. Then daughter is y years old now, and after 3 years she will be x y plus 3 years old. Clear? Now here comes the conditions. Have a look on it. Question. 7 years ago, I was. Who is I? I is Aftab. Aftab was 7 times as old as you were. Actually, the situation is Aftab is telling his daughter, okay, that I was 7 years, 7 times as old as you were. उसका कहने का मतलब ये है, आफ्ताब इज सेइंग कि 7 साल पहले बेटा मैं आपकी एज का 7 टाइम्स था, ठीक है, 7 गुना, 7 टाइम्स. सो सेम कंडीशन वी आर राइटिंग हेयर. एज ऑफ आफ्ताब was 7 times that of the daughter, y minus 7. 7 times means 7 multiply. Okay, so from here, after solving this bracket, 7 into y, 7y, 7 sevens are 49. From here you will get one equation in two variable, that is x minus 7y is equal to minus 42. You can give it a equation number 1. After that, from the second condition, in second condition Aftab is saying that after 3 years or 3 years later I will be 3 times as old as you will be. वो बोल रहा है कि मैं अपनी डॉटर को बोल रहा है कि मैं 3 साल के बाद आपकी एज का 3 गुना हो जाऊंगा, ठीक है. सो दैट इज द मीनिंग इन इंग्लिश शेयर. x plus 3 is equal to 3 into y plus 3, 3 times. So solve this bracket, again you will get the another equation in two variable. So give it equation number 2. So after that you need to draw the graph, right? Because this exercise is specially for the graphical method. So after this, again same method will be followed. And I hope after understanding one question, now you are in the condition to draw the graph for the this question also. Okay, so in the last I will tell you to take the screenshots. Okay, so let us understand the question number 2. So in the question number 2 they are talking about the cost of bats and balls. Now have a look on the question. The coach of the cricket team buys 3 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3900. Okay, so this is the bill for 3 bats and 6 balls. And after that, 1300 for she buys another means one bat and 3 more balls for rupees 1300. Represent the situation algebraically and geometrically. Algebraical means you need to make the equations, and graphically means you have to draw the graphs. So what I have done here, the cost of one bat is equal to x rupees, and the cost of one ball I have supposed y rupees. Okay, then according to the condition, the cost of 3 bats and 6 balls. Now see, if the cost of one bat is x rupees, then what will be the cost of 3 bats? 3 multiply. Okay, this is from your junior classes, 5th 6th class. So that will be 3x plus 6 ball means 6y, is equal to total bill is how much? 3900. After that, what I have done, I have divided the whole equation by 3 because 3 is the common multiple here. So dividing the whole equation by 3, you will get the final equation here. Okay, so it is better for you if you divide with the common number. Okay, then give it equation number 1. Then come to the another condition. Then the coach buys another bat. I told you in the question, another bat means one bat and three balls plus 3 buy will be equal to how much? Costing 1300. That is equal to 1300. Now you can see here no common number is there. Okay, so this is the final equation for you. Give it equation number 2, and after that you need to repeat the same process for the graph as we have discussed on the last page. Okay, that is your work to do here, because only 3 questions are there in the whole chapter, so you can do the practice in within that questions only, right? Then come to the third one. In the third question, they are talking about the cost of apples and grapes. You can see from here, we can have the judgment of the question also. So what I have done here, I have supposed the cost of 1 kg of apples, that is equal to X rupees. The cost of 1 kg grapes is equal to Y rupees. Okay. Now what is the condition here? The cost of, total cost of 2 kg of apples. 2 kg of apple means 2x. 1 kg of grape means plus y is equal to 160. No common multiple is there, so no division. Give it equation number 1. After that, the second condition, 4 kg of apples and 2 kg of grapes, mean to say 4x plus 2y will cost him 300 rupees. That will be equal to 300. In this case, we can divide the whole equation by 2 because it is the common multiple. So divide the whole equation by 2, you will get here 2x plus y is equal to 150. Give it equation number 2. Now again we have got the two equation. I told you in the starting only, whether you apply graphical method, substitution method, elimination method, or cross multiplication method, always you will be having two linear equation in two variables, right? So after that, same procedure will be followed for drawing the graph. Clear? Now, so 3 questions are there. I have discussed with you the 3 questions of exercise 3.1, and what you can do from the exercise 3.2, question number 1 and question number 7 is there, that are also for the graphical method. So what you can do, 3 question of 3.1 and 2 questions from the second exercise you can solve for the graphical method. Okay, so with this our first method is complete. I hope you have understood the graphical method. Okay, and let me remind you one more time here, graphical method is used to find the solution of the system of linear equation. And what do you mean by solution? Solution means common values of x and y satisfying both the linear equations. Clear? So now you can have a look, you can take the screenshot for this so that you can note down in your notebooks for making the notes. Take the screenshot. Second page. Third page. And this is the fourth page. So try to complete this exercise as soon as possible, and this is the interesting exercise for you, as you need to draw the graphs. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. See you next time with a new one for exercise 3.2. Till then, complete your exercise 3.1. Okay, have a nice time. Thank you.